Diffusion definition. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration down the concentration gradient. Read on to explore what is diffusion and the different types of diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the process of movement of molecules under a concentration gradient. It is an important process occurring in all living beings. Diffusion helps in the movement of substances in and out of the cells. The molecules move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration until the concentration becomes equal throughout. Liquid and gases undergo diffusion as the molecules are able to move randomly. Diffusion. This is the process by which different gases or different liquids mix and is due to the random motion of their particles. Diffusing particles move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration eventually. The concentration of particles is even as they spread out to occupy all of the available space. Diffusion happens on its own and no energy input is required, although it occurs faster at higher temperatures. Factors affecting diffusion. There are a few factors that affect the process of diffusion, which individually and collectively alters the rate and extent of diffusion. These factors include temperature, area of interaction, size of the particle, the steepness of the concentration gradient. Examples of diffusion. A tea bag immersed in a cup of hot water will diffuse into the water and change its color. A spray of perfume or room freshener will get diffused into the air, by which we can sense the odor. Sugar gets dissolved evenly and sweetens the water without having to stir it. As we light the incense stick, its smoke gets diffused into the air and spreads throughout the room. By adding boiling water into the dried noodles, the water diffuses, causing rehydration and making dried noodles plumper and saturated. Causes of diffusion. Diffusion is a natural and physical process, which happens on its own, without stirring or shaking the solutions. Liquid and gases undergo diffusion as the molecules are able to move randomly. The molecules collide with each other and change the direction. Significance of diffusion. Diffusion is an important process, which is involved in the different life processes. As mentioned above, it is the net movement of particles, ions, molecules, solution, etc. in all living species. Diffusion plays an important role in the movement of the molecules during the metabolic process in the cells. Diffusion is important for the following reasons. During the process of respiration, this process helps in diffusing the carbon dioxide gas out through the cell membrane into the blood. Diffusion also occurs in plant cells. In all green plants, water present in the soil diffuses into plants through their root hair cells. The movement of ions across the neurons that generates electrical charge is due to diffusion. Frequently asked questions. 1. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration down the concentration gradient. 2. List the types of diffusion. Diffusion can be divided into two main types, namely, simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. 3. What is simple diffusion? Simple diffusion is defined as the process in which a substance moves through a semipermeable membrane or in a solution without any help from transport proteins. 4. State an example of simple diffusion. In a cell, water, oxygen and carbon dioxide molecules can pass directly through the cell membrane without requiring any energy along the concentration gradient. This is a form of simple diffusion. 5. What is facilitated diffusion? Facilitated diffusion can be defined as the passive movement of molecules across the cell membrane from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration by means of a carrier molecule. 6. Provide an example of facilitated diffusion. In the human body, glucose molecules, sodium and potassium ions use carrier proteins to pass through the cell membranes. 7. How does dialysis work? Dialysis works through the diffusion of solutes across a selectively permeable membrane. A selectively permeable membrane is one that allows only specific ions and molecules to pass through while obstructing the movement of other molecules. 8. What are the factors affecting diffusion? Temperature, area of interaction, size of the particle and the steepness of the concentration gradient are all factors that affect the process of diffusion. 9. State the significance of diffusion. Diffusion is a very important process occurring in all living beings. All living organisms exhibit one or the other form of diffusion, allowing the movement of the molecules during various metabolic or cellular processes. Diffusion and molecular mass. Diffusion occurs much faster in gases than in liquids, as gaseous particles move much quicker than liquid particles at the same temperature. Different gases do not diffuse at the same rate. This is due to the difference in their relative molecular masses. Lighter gas particles can travel faster and hence further. Therefore, the lower its relative mass, the faster a gas will diffuse. Diffusion of potassium manganate (Vi) in water. After a few hours, the concentration of potassium permanganate is the same everywhere in the solution. NH3 molecules have less mass than the HCl molecule, so diffuse faster. Hence the product, a white cloud of ammonium chloride, forms closer to the end where the HCl is.